Hello, welcome back to Vlogmas. Today is episode 2, and today's tip is all about sewing buttonholes, and is a really recent thing that I discovered when making my Riley overalls. So let's cut straight back to past Laura as I was sewing the Riley overalls and find out what the tip is all about. So here's a nice buttonhole hack for you. So you can see here, I've just done a buttonhole. This is my Riley dungarees by True Bias, which I was doing for Busy Bee Challenge 2. And you will see that I've sewn the buttonhole. I haven't actually done it in top stitching thread because in some cases my machine hasn't liked doing buttonholes with top stitching thread. I've learnt that before, so I've sometimes just done it in a matching colour. However, so you can see that's actually my top stitching thread, so you can see they're a really good match. And mercifully I had this blue in my stash already. But what I did notice while refreshing my memory about doing buttonholes in my instruction manual was that if you want to make it a more sturdy buttonhole, which I think on dungarees is a pretty good idea, and also this is quite heavy fabric, you can actually just leave everything in place when you've sewn it once and sew it again, and without lifting the presser foot or doing anything, and it'll just sew straight over the top, and I think it looks pretty much like top stitching. So I'm going to try and film this for you with the second buttonhole and hope that it doesn't all go horribly wrong. So hopefully what you can now see is that I've got my buttonhole foot all set up and ready to go. So in the back here you can see that I have got my button, so that what will happen is that because I've got my sewing machine set to doing automatic buttonholes, it knows how long the button is, and I've done a couple of tests and I know that the buttonhole that's created will work without me doing any adjustments for width and stuff. It does look scarily narrow, but it will go through it, and I think it's important that it fits snugly. So I'm just going to make sure to put plenty of fray check on before I do the deed with my chisel. So, and then here I've got everything lined up. I don't know how close I am going to be able to get in to show you, but my needle is down and it's lined up with where I want the buttonhole to be. Now I do have to just hold my thread first time in order to get it to go sewing. The other thing to note is that my dungarees are pushed well down at the back, because I learnt when doing my denim jacket that actually if you have it blocked at the back, it gets a bit confused about where the end of the button is, and it keeps sewing and sewing and sewing, and eventually you'd probably end up in Australia. So I have pushed that well down, and let's see how we go. Okay, so I will have sped that up, but you can see that it's sewn the buttonhole for the first time, and thank goodness it did seem to sew it in the right place, and it's all fine. Now if you look over here on my screen, it says completed and raised presser foot, but if you want to go again, do not worry, you can do this. So all I have to do is start again, and it is just sewing over the first buttonhole. There you go, it's stopped again, and it's telling me once again it's completed and to raise the presser foot. So this time I can use my automatic thread cutter, give it a press, up comes the presser foot and up comes the needle, the thread's cut off, and there we go. There is another buttonhole, which is possibly very slightly off centre, but I think it's going to be fine. Nobody's going to see that when the buttons are in. So yeah, so that's how I think you can create a really effective buttonhole that looks absolutely like it's been top stitched, even though it hasn't. So that is today's Advent tip. So welcome back. I hope you found that tip useful. I think it's much easier than struggling with top stitching thread on buttonholes, certainly on heavyweight fabrics. The only thing I would say is, I say in the clip that I tested the buttonholes and it was fine in terms of width, and then when I came to put the overalls on, I did find that one of the buttonholes was ever so slightly narrow and it's a bit stiff, so I suspect it will loosen up a bit once I've washed them and the fray check's not quite so rigid. But I think I might be tempted to just widen the buttonhole manually by maybe about 1 millimetre next time, and there will be a next time that I make the overalls in a heavy fabric. So that's just my only word of warning. Obviously, you know, when you're testing it out and you're doing it on this tidgy scrap of fabric, it seems fine, and then when you're actually doing it on a great big set of overalls and you're fastening it round you and the buttonholes are somewhere down here, it's not as easy. So yeah, I would probably say that I would just widen it a smidge, which I can do manually on my machine. So I can take the button as the basic measurement and then just change the length or the width slightly from my machine. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that tip. I will be back on Saturday with another tip, but it is now time for Advent Swapmas, and to see what the lovely Tina has given me as my second gift. So I've got my box here, and I have already been prepared, having taken a leaf out of Tina's book, and I have moved gift to the top. So I'll get that out, pop my box back on my table. So here's gift 2, and it says, you can maybe just see, do not bend, exclamation mark. So I'll be very careful as I open it. Cue rustling. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Of course, opening them every other day prolongs the pleasure and the anticipation. It does not make you impatient. So yeah, so I am nearly there. Oh, it's in cardboard. Ooh, more scrabbling. And it says fragile on it. Oh goodness, wow. Right, I think I'm going to pause you and open this up so I can open it, and then before I actually see what it is, I'll come back. Okay, so I've got myself into a position, I think, where I should be able to open it, and I'm now really curious because I can see wood. So, and it looks like it's cut. Oh, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Tina, so much. That is beautiful. I think you can probably see, but it says, my sewing room is my happy place. So it's this beautiful wooden cutout with the sewing machine on the top. And it's an old-fashioned sewing machine. It is so lovely. Tina, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, yeah. Wow. Wow, that is so clever. I love it. Thank you. I shall make sure that that has pride of place somewhere safe where I can see it every day. Thank you. Really, really love that. So I will be back with you on Saturday with another tip. But actually, I am going to film Saturday's vlog tomorrow, which is Friday, the 5th. Can't believe it's Friday tomorrow already. Because on Saturday, I am going to the Southern Social run by Sam Sequin Gurley and the lovely Mary Revitalised Sewist on Instagram. And it's the kind of Christmas party, and I wasn't going to go because it is quite a long way. And then I got terrible FOMO because I was seeing messages in the WhatsApp group. So I messaged Mary earlier this week and said, have you got room? And she said, yes, they had. So I am going. So, yeah, I will film tomorrow because we finish at 4 on Saturday. So it'll probably be, after 6 by the time I get home, by the time I've hopefully not got sent home via Oxford, which is what always seems to happen. I've got to try and get back via the M4. It's crazy. So I'm going to film my vlog tomorrow, but I might take you along with me a little bit during the day. I'm going to try to make something to take with me of the baking variety, although my husband's offered to do it for me, so we'll see. So I will see you Saturday with another vlog. So until then, I hope you get some sewing done. And I am going off to show my husband my beautiful gift from Tina. What a beautiful gift. And yeah, I will see you all in a couple of days' time. Let me know if you've got any sewing tips, or if you have problems with buttonholes and top stitch. I'm really interested to know. And I will reply to all the comments on my previous vlogs that I haven't done already. And take care. Bye for now.